And welcome to People Legal.
Hi, David. Nice to see you
Nice
again.
to see you too. You guys have had a fair few people call by today.
We have. It's been really exciting. I've never been to this event before. So this is my first time here, but the mix of CIOs, CTOs, people that are obviously working in those big law firms in Australia has been really good to kind of get in front of and talk about Xperate and what we can actually do.
Awesome. Do you want to do a very quick introduction?
Yeah, so I'm the General Manager for APAC for Xperate.
Yeah.
We are a business who have a professional services arm, really.
Yeah.
So partner with a number of providers to do implementations, training, data migrations. But the real kind of crux of our business is the software development side.
Yeah.
So we've got over 100 developers over in Pune in India.
Yeah.
We do bespoke software projects, integrations, and yeah, it's really exciting.
That's interesting because I think to myself, like, there's loads and loads of people out there I talk to in the marketplace who've actually got a product. They've built the product out and that they know their domain area really well, but it's just a challenging area called integrations.
Yeah.
And it's one of those areas you've got to have the expertise in to actually make products talk to each other and things like that. And that's actually something I think I've actually like introduced you to people before who actually, looking for that kind of functionality.
Yeah, 100%. The integrations is a big piece.
Yeah.
AML at the moment, obviously in Australia,
Yeah.
big topic of conversation. And we're working with one of our firms here in Australia at the moment on an AML project and
Brilliant.
getting that integrated into their existing solutions. A lot of the AML providers obviously have their direct integrations, but when they're doing something a little bit more custom, then we can obviously make that work a little bit differently and better for them. The other big projects we're looking at in Australia at the moment are really firms that are using tech stacks and they're not just working exactly how they need them.
Yeah.
They may be working with certain insurance firms and they have a specific way of doing billing.
Right.
They may be using a product and the way that the email integration is not working is the way they want it. And we're able to solve those problems for them. So using the existing technology, not having to move them off it,
Yep.
but actually getting it to work smarter and better for them.
And I guess thinking from a law tech point of view in terms of them working with their clients. So the law firms work with their clients and provide their clients with better solutions like portal solutions and other automations as well that can actually make their clients stickier. I guess that's sort of stuff you do as well.
Yeah, 100%. What we try to do is we say that no one's kind of not an option for an Xperate client.
Yeah.
So we work not only with law firms, but with a lot of the legal tech providers that are here today as well.
That's
so
right.
Developing relationships and getting to know them and their needs and how we can help their businesses and get them to be a stickier product by integrating it into the existing tech stack is kind of a really big thing for it.
And it's interesting because people sort of, when they're talking about practice management or case management or looking at those sort of areas there, they're looking at, on the shelf, they're looking at this option, this option, this option. But sometimes that may not actually be the best, that may not be the best fit for their firm.
Yeah, especially if they're kind of bespoke or they're boutique, right? We're working with a law firm at the moment who's quite boutique in the law that they practice. They actually don't use a PMS at all. But they're looking to integrate some custom documents into their existing tech stack and have them automated and make that whole process a little bit more seamless for them. And so we're doing kind of a due diligence progress with them at the moment to just work through what they've got, how we can integrate it, what we would need to bring in just to make that whole thing kind of more seamless.
Yeah. And do you work with in-house counsel as well, like in-house counsel department, like legal departments as well?
Yeah, in the UK, definitely. We haven't worked with an in-house counsel here in Australia yet, but we're definitely open to talking to them. Yeah. But in the UK, we've done a lot of work with firms like Dyson. So not only with in-house counsels, but also with government agencies and departments and things over there as well. So we've got the exposure and the experience with not only legal tech, but also working with some of them use HR systems, HubSpot, sales platforms, and they want those things kind of integrated in. And so we've got that experience as well.
I know I've actually introduced you and folks actually in the marketplace recently to you and the team, and they've been delighted about the discussions. One of the comments that came back to me was the deep legal tech expertise you guys have got.
Yeah, I think that's the important thing. So we've got consultants on shore. Those consultants all have some sort of legal tech background or legal background themselves, including obviously myself, having worked in legal tech for over 20 years.
Yeah.
But then we've got the deep knowledge of the developers over in Pune in India who are actually all trained on legal tech. Yeah. So they understand a matter, they understand a client, they know what a precedent is. Yeah. And that's half the battle, right? Getting them up to speed.
And I know for scale-ups, particularly sort of tech scale-ups, one of the comments that again came back to me was that they can actually, they've got this flexible resourcing. They can actually flexi dev teams they can get in place to actually write things for them.
Yeah, obviously offering the consultants to them where they can manage that consultant and the workload and tell them what they need is one option for them, but also then having a development team where would they tell us this is the scope of works, this is they want delivered, and we can deliver that to them too. So we can work in two completely different ways, but either is kind of, we're happy with either. It's really just, I think the developers are happy because they're building legal tech every day, right? And if it's different technologies and different pieces of work, that's what makes it exciting.
I mean, one of the advantages, I think, if I'm actually, and again, talking from a legal tech vendor standpoint, if I'm actually a legal tech vendor, because of your extensive experience in the marketplace, I mean, I know that you, Mark, Simon, and Anand actually work like trusted advisors. You sit there and you're not just, it's not about getting a business, but you actually give these guys a bit of advice in terms of what the market product fit might be, some of the traps, some things to think about development as well, and actually things they could be doing to improve. So you're almost like a quasi advisor to these guys as well.
Yeah, 100%. We try to obviously use the knowledge we've gained over our years of working in legal tech ourselves, but also the different firms we've worked with, right? Like having worked with a number of different firms, you see what's working and what's not working. You also get to meet different products and see different products. And so we are what we call Switzerland. We are definitely vendor agnostic, but we do obviously know a number of the vendors, and we would definitely reach out and let them know if we thought it was something they should look into.
But also as well from point of view of demand, I mean, the thing is, if I came up with an idea, and I know we were chatting yesterday about some ideas and things like that as well, some nutty ideas, but you know, you're the sort of person, sort of trusted person that would actually say to you, well, actually, I've seen that kind of thing before. This is what, you know, I've seen this in the market before. This could work, that could work, and sort of help people adjust their thinking around that as well.
Yeah, definitely. That the client we're working with at the moment on the AML side, having implemented AML in my past life in a country, I have some experience with that. And so it's been really good in the meetings we've had with their provider to kind of say, hey, what about this, guys? Have you thought about this? Can we think about this? What are we going to do here? So yeah, that advisory thing just comes naturally when you've been exposed to it for so long.
Does. I mean, it just actually builds a relationship. And I know, as I say, everyone I've actually referred to you guys has actually been very happy with the conversations, and they've actually seen value. So no, fantastic.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Donna, thank you so much for being on People Legal today.
Thanks, David.